2024 may go down as the year that destroyed DEI. Major businesses and universities, a lot of them, are rolling back or scrapping their diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. Walmart, Harley-Davidson, Lowe's, Ford, Starbucks, Google, the list goes on. And that trend expected to continue in Trump's second term.
President Trump is certainly going to make sure that his administration gets out of the quota business and gets focused on making sure that our corporations are about productivity. We've seen whether it's John Deere or Tractor Supply, all the way to Walmart, which is one of the highest, if not the highest grossing company in the world, making a decision to move away from DEI.
One major company is actually bucking the trend towards merit-based. Big box store Costco pushing back against the changes so many others are now making. The Board of Trustees is urging shareholders to vote against a measure that would scrap its DEI program. And they write, quote, "Our efforts at diversity, equity, and inclusion remind and reinforce with everyone at our company of the importance of creating opportunities for all. We believe that these efforts enhance our capacity to attract and retain employees who will help our business succeed." Jason Chaffetz, Fox News contributor and former Utah congressman, joining me now to talk about this. So, Jason, it looks like everybody else kind of got the wake up in November and realized that people don't like this and people don't want to be told what to do, except for perhaps Costco. Do you think Costco will also just change its mind in the next new year when they realize that they're going to be left behind?
Well, the American people are voting with their wallets. And if they don't provide a good product, a good service, and darn good hot dogs like I like, then, you know, people will walk away. But look, they're a very profitable and very good company. But they also, if you really dice down and look at their statement, look, if they have a diverse workforce, more power to them. What I want to make sure that they're doing is providing products and services, not pushing a political agenda. But I think as the employees there at Costco, they want to make sure that they can progress in their jobs based on merit, not on skin color, not on some other diversity, equity, and inclusion metric, but based on merit. And as long as they're doing that, then they'll succeed like these other companies. And some of these others have been pushing products on the American people that are highly offensive. And you don't want to go in your store and see their political agendas shoved in your face. That's where America pushed back on a lot of these companies.
You know, it's been interesting to watch in the last month here, a couple of weeks here since the election, this sort of soul searching within the Democratic Party as they try to find their new message, their new messenger, you could say. There are some Democrats that are now trying to lean a little bit more towards the independent movement, at least questioning the messaging that they've been pushing here. Democratic Congresswoman here is urging her party to stand up to push back against DEI initiatives. Let's listen to this.
We need a platform with those individuals from the top-down officers who are pledging that they will be inclusive. I think that we have to make sure that people do not abandon diversity and equity. We can't have a party that's one-sided, and that's not just race and gender and ethnicity. It is thought, it is demographics, and I plan to be a part and will work with anybody that won't close out people.
So that's Joyce Beatty. Does that surprise you coming from her?
Look, if she's being thoughtful and wants to have an honest discussion with people who have maybe a different political perspective, more power to her. I think that's great. I think there are arguments to be had on both sides. I think what America is saying, though, and the reason these companies are shutting down their DEI initiatives is that, A, it's very costly. It doesn't produce a better product. And they're bypassing a lot of people who, based on merit, are more qualified to do things. And so if we want to become a country who's less racist, then let's be less racist. Let's get rid of the affirmative action out there and say, you know what? If you're the best person for that job, doing the best that you possibly can, then that's the person that should get the job. And that's where I think America has come to as a whole. Not everybody agrees with it, but I think in mass you see these big companies recognizing, and these universities too. Some of these universities, like the University of Virginia, which I love, it's a great school, but they spend millions of dollars on these initiatives that don't make the education better. I would argue that it actually makes it worse.
Yeah, I think those universities have a lot of looking inside and trying to figure out what their future holds. As we saw this past year, a lot of people, families at home thinking, I don't know if my kid needs to go get that higher education degree at that university with some of the stuff that we saw this past year. Jason Chaffetz, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Always good to see you.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.